VTN Bizness Delite, moving business forward.
Hey guys, trust you're having a great day. Welcome to my channel, the VTN Bizness Delite. And if you're new here, once again, welcome. My name is Priska Chemeka, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Kindly hit on the subscribe button to get a notification each time we upload a new interview. This week, we're bringing you another exclusive interview. Sit back, relax yourself while we unfold the details.
We're a company established in 2013. We're into maritime support for the upstream industry. We are part of the Harps Group. Our marine business is headquartered out of Singapore with Harps Marine Logistics as the Nigerian expression, though all the companies are Nigerian owned, even the Singaporean entity as well. And we're part of a larger group, which is the Harps Group of companies that's involved in diverse areas: property, petroleum, and now in marine. Well, I think SOAN is more focused on trying to address the concerns of ship owners in Nigeria. Other associations in the past have existed, but what sets SOAN different is that, first of all, they engage at the managing director level, so decisions are made quickly and actions are taken in unison. And it's not about, so to say, Nigerian ship owners. It's about anybody that has a vested interest in making the ship operation industry in Nigeria work well. It should be the premier association that represents the interest of ship owners in Nigeria. Anytime you want to talk about ship ownerships in Nigeria, SOAN should be your first point of call. Well, NEMA has done well. They still have a lot of things to do to support the industry. And then during the last engagement of the new director, he called the stakeholders meeting shortly after coming in. And a lot of issues and concerns were raised, and a lot of energy was shown by them towards addressing those issues. So NEMA has done well, but in the places where there are still a lot of gaps, we hope with the new energy that has come in, we'll see some more progress in those key areas. No, the Shippers Council, I mean, they're like the big daddy of us all because they incorporate anybody that has anything to do with shipping. So it's a rallying point for the whole industry. We are more focused on the ship ownership, but they will call in everybody else involved. So. I think the whole essence of the law is to encourage the marine operations in Nigeria. The law has some, it's a good law, it's a step in the right direction. There's some amendments that need to be done to make the operations for Nigerian flagged vessels a little bit easier, and the process of getting those rights, those are areas that we need to really focus working on the law. Local content is another great idea. It has achieved quite a lot. A lot of Nigerians have benefited immensely from it, and the board itself is very active. Regular communications, tell you what's going on, what are the requirements, what are the intentions, which is more important. And what I like most about how they've approached it is they've accepted that there is a lack of capacity in Nigeria. And rather than coming and immediately demanding you must use Nigerians when the capacity is not there, they've taken an approach to build up the capacity to the point where the Nigerians by default now know what to do. So they give you the leeway to build the capacity rather than just passing laws. It must be Nigerians, and then when you go and look for Nigerians with those capacity, you can't find them. So it's a very the approach is good, and I think if they keep up the energy and the steady progress, we'll have an industry where it will make more sense for any operator in Nigeria to employ a Nigerian. You don't even have to be, there doesn't have to be a board, so to speak, to make you do that. First of all, Nigeria definitely should be the leading maritime driver in West Africa. So there's a lot of West African business that Nigeria needs to get into in terms of containers. And another sector there's a lot of opportunity in Nigeria is the inland waterways, which are not fully utilized in terms of maritime activities. Then I guess also the upstream industry. The upstream industry is still a critical area, though there's a downturn at the moment, but we still are an oil producing nation, so it's key that we focus on getting that sector shored up as well. That's where there's a significant deficiency. I think the banks suffer from, in some cases, lack of capacity because the marine business is not cheap. Then Forex issue is also another problem because it's predominantly a US dollar denominated business. So our banks also struggle in that aspect. And also, I think there's also lack of understanding because you ask bankers, finance a vessel, and you start getting questions in terms of, how can we secure the assets? It can just up and sail away, but I mean, it's a vessel. You have to understand the nature of the business so that such concerns won't come up. So the banks still have a long way to go in terms of really supporting that. And that's one of the reasons we have taken an approach to see if we can get all of our funding offshore through our Singaporean entity. Yeah. First of all, local ownership is very difficult of vessels. It's expensive, and you don't have pretty much in terms of support. You do it a lot on your own. You have to find your own money, getting the vessels in. Even the process of bringing the vessels in, which is part of what I refer to in the cabotage law, is the process of even importing the vessels is extremely expensive. So people tend to do some temporary arrangements just to get off the ground. Meanwhile, if there were some kind of waivers or allowances that allows Nigerian flag vessels to have special privileges, they could, or more. There's some privileges definitely, but a lot more that really is a no-brainer. You bring a vessel into Nigeria, I might as well flag it Nigerian. So those are some of the challenges. And then there's still manpower restraints. In some of the higher capacity types of vessels, we don't have enough local people that could operate them. So you still have to bring in foreigners. That's a major challenge. It's not an industry a lot of Nigerians appreciate, and that's more referred to like the inland waterways, the opportunities for bulk cargo movements and things like that. So there are a lot of challenges, but I think the primary thing is it's having enough money to weather the storm. It's one of the key. Funding, but apart from that being the obvious, also the issue around the ability to a Nigerian flagged vessel. If you find people bring in vessels, they might do a temporary importation. When their jobs are done, the vessels go back out. So people avoid the heavy customs duty need to pay to import a vessel. And then we don't have any shipbuilding yards here. So any vessel you have to bring it from outside. So which is still a little more logistically different. And some people have that whole process of going to do that abroad is a bit tedious. And you can easily get misled and things cost you more than they should have. So the construction facilities issue, funding is an issue, and even the laws that encourage you to bring in vessels into Nigeria and keep them here over a period of time is also a bit of an issue. You don't really need more regulation. You don't need more regulation as it is. You need the industry to be free to express itself. A ministry will just add another level of bureaucracy. The MASA is there, and the ministry, of course, is already there. So rather than create a new ministry, you can have more focus with divisions, but there's no need to create another layer of bureaucracy. Well, I mean, there's always rail. If you can increase the rail infrastructure into the ports, and like I mentioned earlier, the inland waterways, you could move some cargoes to, like from Apapa to somewhere like Ikorodu in the Lagos axis by the waterways, so that the trucks can go there rather than having to come to Apapa. So a joint approach of rail and the inland waterways could get you to definitely reduce the gridlock at the ports. We have some taxes that are specific to us, which though the percentages are low, but it still amounts to some form of double taxation, because you are paying your normal corporate taxes, then you're paying some special taxes because of the industry you're in. The percentages are low, but as the business scales up, the numbers start becoming more significant. So I think in terms of what they could do, tying that into helping local development, is for the Nigerian entities and Nigerian-owned vessels give some form of waivers on taxation for some periods. That will also help encourage the industry. Myself, well, okay, I'm married with 2 kids, 2 boys. I started my career working in IT. Funny enough, I'm a mechanical engineer by training, but I started working in an IT company doing networking. That's computer networks. From there, I now joined Mobile Oil, and I was with them for about 14 years. Yes, before I left to do some consulting, and through that consulting process, it's now I got in contact with Harps and ultimately took on the role as the director to take their marine business to the next level.
And that's about it on this week's package of the VTN Bizness Delite. Thanks for staying with us. Please do join us next week for another industry player. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I still remain your host, Priska. Bye for now.